This is Prep Rally brought to you by the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. In late July, after COVID-19 wiped out the 2020 spring sports schedule, wiped out spring football, wiped out summer team camps, wiped out 7-on-7 tournaments, it appeared imminent that prep football and prep volleyball would be the next to fall. But the state government and the Arkansas Activities Association devised a plan for those sports to move forward and to start, and not only start, but start on time. Now, 11 weeks later, prep football is playing its final regular season games, and prep volleyball played its state championship matches last weekend. So major props to everyone involved in pushing forward, learning on the fly, and making it all possible for these kids to do what they love. Now to the highlights. Week 9 of the regular season added some clarity for the upcoming playoffs, but there are still high seeding berths on the line this week in the final week of the regular season. In Rogers, our West Pest and Termite Lawn Game of the Week saw Rogers win a 49-42 shootout with Springdale Harbor, scoring the game-winning touchdown with just about 5 minutes left in the game. Now, Rogers quarterback Christian Francisco, he was incredible for the Mounties. He passed for 364 yards and 5 touchdowns. Oh, and he also ran for 97 yards and another touchdown to earn Player of the Week honors this week in the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Now, this loss for Harbor was a blow in their bid to earn the number 2 seed from the 7A West, but the Wildcats can still get that done with the win this week at home against Fayetteville. Also in the 7A West on Friday night, Bentonville moved in position to win the 7A West title as the Tigers routed Springdale 56-28 to move to 9-0 on the season and a perfect 6-0 in the West. Now, Bentonville West, they also are in position to grab a high seed as the Wolverines crushed Fort Smith Southside 35-7. They moved to 4-1 in the 7A West, and this week they get ready to take on rival Bentonville at Tiger Stadium. Now, Ty Durham, he was huge for the Wolverines. He returned a kickoff 94 yards for a touchdown, also caught a 51-yard scoring pass, and he also played some on the defensive side for West, who's had some injuries in their secondary. Now, also Friday night, Fayetteville. Now, it appears that the Bulldogs are picking up steam. They won their 3rd game in the last 4 starts. They beat Rogers Heritage 52-7. The Bulldogs led 34-7 at halftime. Quarterback Bladen Fike, he fired a couple of touchdown passes and ran for another score for Fayetteville. Now, going down to the 6A West, Greenwood slammed Van Buren 50-29. Now, this sets up a huge game this week with Greenwood at Lake Hamilton for the conference championship. Greenwood quarterback L.D. Richmond was big again for the Bulldogs. He was 13 of 16 for 229 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. And Hunter Wilkinson, he's back from his early season injuries, had another big game, rushed for 177 yards and 3 scores. So if you're keeping track, that's 7 touchdowns in 2 weeks for Hunter Wilkinson, who's finally back and healthy, and that's not good news for the rest of the 6A state. In Class 3A over in Charleston, they wrapped up the 3A1 conference championship. They beat Westport 42-21. Tiger quarterback Braden Scott, now he passed for 3 touchdowns and ran for another in this win. And our Kasius Williamson caught up with Brandon in this week's River Valley Report.
Kasius Williamson here at Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Today for my River Valley Report, I got my man Brandon Scott of the Charleston Tigers. Brandon, last night you captured your first conference championship as a sophomore. Talk about that feeling and how happy you are for this team.
It feels really good, especially to do it for our seniors. It's our seniors' first time getting the conference championship after 3 years playing here. So our coach told us before the game that as the seniors came out to be the captains, all of them, coach told us, juniors and sophomores, that we had to put on a show for them and come and get it done for our seniors. So it feels really good to come and be able to do this and with our seniors and for our seniors. It's a good feeling.
Coach May talked highly about you last night. What's the relationship between you and Coach May?
I love Coach May. He's the nicest coach I've ever had. I love him. He came here 2 years ago. He's been a great coach. He's a defensive coach, but me and him get along so well, even though I'm on the offense now. But, yeah, we get along really well.
Now let's talk about last night. Last night, after the first quarter, it was tied 7-7. Then the second quarter, you guys just come out and dominated. Talk about the second quarter performance by you and your team.
Yeah, we knew that we just had to get things hooked up. Our defense, first possession, they just had one little breakthrough. And after that, they hooked it up, and they knew what they was doing. And our offense, we got stopped once, and after that, everything started clicking. Our run game was amazing, and our pass game, we got one good throw, and then after that, we just kept pouring on more steam, like Coach May always says.
I know you're worried about this year alone, but pretty special group of sophomores, you and those twins. Talk about some things that you're expecting not only this year, but years to come.
Well, I mean, every year we're expecting to win the state championship. That's what we're striving for. That's our goal every year. So that's what we're going for this year, next year, and the year after that.
Well, this is my man, Brandon Scott. I appreciate you coming out and letting me interview you. This is Kasius Williamson of the River Valley, or the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette with your River Valley Report, and I'm out.
Thanks, Kasius. And how about those Tigers? Were not picked to win that conference, but they won the conference championship in the 3A1. So we're going to shift gears right here and go from football to volleyball, where state championship matches were held last weekend in Hot Springs. Now, in Class 6A, Fayetteville overcame a key injury in the championship match to beat Fort Smith Southside 3-1 to complete a 21-1 season. The Lady Bulldogs set the tone early. They built a 2-0 lead in the match, and they closed it out with a 25-20 win in the fourth set to set off a huge celebration. Our Paul Boyd was in Hot Springs for the finals, and he spoke with Fayetteville coach Jessica Phelan after the match.
I think that, Southside is such a talented and tough team, and we knew we were going to come in the gym ready to play today. And, certainly set 4, you have a senior, kill leader go down. I think that we were able to, maintain the composure in that situation. And I think that we had, some people step up. I feel like one of the strengths of this group is that we are deep and we can go hard and practice all year. And, you see that with, LaFada coming in clutch there. She got subbed in that position, and I thought she did a nice job. And I thought the defense was really great today. I think that, we were able to, extend rallies and keep pressure on Southside. And we're just really, really, happy to, represent Fayetteville. And I think that, these kids, this has been such a odd year, I guess. I think that you think of going back, all the things we could not do and the things that we've had to do to be able to keep playing volleyball. We weren't even sure if we would, get to have this moment. Yeah. And so, I know everyone's, just excited that we got here, and then to be able to take home that trophy to Fayetteville is just icing on cake.
In Class 5A, Greenwood knocked off 2-time defending state champion Jonesboro in a sweep to earn their 3rd state championship in school history. So congratulations to the Lady Bulldogs. Now, they finished the season also just like Fayetteville, 21-1, and they absolutely rolled through the 5A state tournament and finished a remarkable season by hoisting the state championship trophy Saturday afternoon down in Hot Springs. Anna Johnson was named the MVP for the Lady Bulldogs, and 6'7" senior Hannah Watkins added 8 kills and 2 solo blocks for Greenwood. Greenwood coach Jennifer Golden said her team never lost focus even after trailing in the 2nd and 3rd sets. And other classes down in Hot Springs on Saturday, Valley View earned the 4A state championship over Brooklyn, and Hackett locked down the Class 3A state title in the sweep against Paris. Now for Hackett, this was especially impressive because the Lady Hornets won the state championship last year in 2A. This year bumped up to Class 3A and won another state championship, so congratulations to Hackett. And in Class 2A, Mansfield, they swept past Lavaca to win its first state championship since 2015. 2014. So congratulations to all of the state champions for a tremendous season and for memories that will last a lifetime. This week, the cross-country state championships will go back to Hot Springs, and they will run on Thursday and Friday. And then next week, the state football playoffs start that will take us to the middle of December. Photos like the ones you see in today's show can be purchased on our website at nwaonline.com. Now, these photos, plus many others taken by our award-winning photographers, can be seen in the photo galleries and in the digital edition of the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. So be sure and check those out. And for more expanded prep coverage, check out our digital content like our weekly Prep Rally podcast, which we drop on Wednesdays, and we'll talk to prep sports with guest coaches and other media members from across the state and the region. The Prep Rally podcast can be heard on SoundCloud, Apple, Google Play, Spotify, and Stitcher. So check that out on Wednesday afternoons. And if you want even more prep coverage, you can get a preview of our West Termite Pest and Lawn Game of the Week every Friday afternoon as Rick Fires and I bring you Prep Rally live on tape. So you be sure and catch that on Friday afternoons. That's it for this week's show. As we say every week, this is a reminder, please mask and follow social distancing guidelines. Do it for the kids, do it for the coaches. We don't care why you do it, just do it. Thanks for watching.